Hello and welcome back to the Wrestling Waffle with Luke and Memphis. In today's episode is an idea that I'm pretty sure was yours, Memphis, but
Yes.
due to the news that came out about WrestleMania 42 not being held in New Orleans this year, and it looks like they're going to go back to Las Vegas because they want a lot of WrestleManias to go there now, apparently. We decided to do our own list of where the next 10 WrestleManias should be held. I would say there was so much thought put into this, but most of it is, oh, this place looks cool. We'll do it there. So,
That's what WrestleMania should be in cool stadiums, not
yeah,
these like box stuff. Like Allegiant Stadium's cool and all, and it's new and it's fancy, but it's no like, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's yeah, you can't see why it's cool from watching the wrestling, but I think you could with most of these.
yeah. Obviously, we've gone based off some stadiums that we liked. Some obviously just because we believe that probably some places deserve to get a WrestleMania, which is what a couple of these stadiums are there for. But I'll be reading 42 to 45. I'll be reading 50 as well. And then Memphis will do 46, 47, 48, 49, and 51 because the last one is a very special one for Memphis. So we'll kick things off with 42, and we went with Toronto, and we've gone the Rogers Centre. I think you said that's where Elimination Chamber was, didn't you?
Yeah, and
But
it's what's cool about it. It's got a roof.
it does.
You can have the roof come off for Mania, or you can have it on. It's like it plays a important part.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
roof.
I think Toronto, well, Canada anyway, should probably get one
Yeah,
at
Canada
some
definitely
point.
deserves one.
I can't remember the last time they had one, if I'm honest.
That's a good question.
I think it's in the teens. I think it's
Yeah.
anything. I think it's before 20, but I could be completely wrong. I'll probably have to research it. But
I'm researching now.
okay,
2002,
2002,
WrestleMania 18.
18. I was gonna say 17, but I didn't want to say it and be wrong. But I was
No,
one off.
I think that's the baseball stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it
Pretty
was.
sure. I mean, great matches on 18, to be fair.
I know.
Anyway, we're not talking about
But
that.
I thought the crowds for Elimination Chamber were decent at times, especially for the Cena heel turn.
You had to
And
bring it up, didn't you?
well, I've got to. It's part of
Everything, to be fair.
everything. Yeah.
It
Um.
is WWE at the moment, really.
But yeah, and then also for the Sammy and Kevin match, which
Oh, didn't
I've
think about that.
didn't think
I
about that
didn't think of
match.
no, I didn't think about that. I didn't
I,
think about that. Well, as I didn't say this, but we did combine. We made a list each and then combined what we thought was the best list. I never
yeah,
thought about Sammy Kevin getting their match. So yeah, I like that.
I was just talking about the match from Elimination Chamber, but you could easily do that. And
Oh
if that was
yeah,
at if that was at
that
42, and I do
makes so
think
much sense.
yeah, and I do think Sami Zayn is going to win the world title at WrestleMania 42.
Oh,
What
you're an
better place to
idiot.
do it than Canada?
Oh, he's gonna do it in Las Vegas.
He's going to do it in Las Vegas instead. But we'll move on from Mania 42. We'll go to WrestleMania 43. We've gone to Atlanta, and it's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I can't believe they've never considered it, to be honest.
It's so cool. It's such a
It
cool
is.
stadium.
It's so cool that on FIFA 19, I went out my way to do an Atlanta United career mode just to play in the stadium.
I when I was younger, when they brought Atlanta United into it, because of the stadium, I was like watching pretty much MLS highlights every day. Like, oh, this could be a big game. We need these to lose for Atlanta. I was like, the stadium is so cool.
It is.
Miguel Almiron, knew him for years, mate. Been watching him since day one. Watching him since day one at Atlanta. My dad liked Portland, and then they played each other in the MLS final, and that was limbs in the house. Anyway,
Yeah. Hey, it's got the space. It's got the space for a stage, obviously.
yeah,
And I
it's
always like, sorry, but I always like when a stadium has like windows in it and like the
yeah,
daylight shining
yeah.
through. I just think it's really cool.
That is cool.
I don't know why. I've always liked
No,
that.
no. And with that, they've got I said it to you before. At the top of the stadium, it sort of revolves in and out like a camera,
Yeah,
and it's very like it's the roof basically. Don't know why I didn't just say it's, but it like revolves in and out, and you could do some cool stuff with that. I think like have
Hmm.
a drone fly in as it's closing or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just seen like a stage set up for obviously a music show. I don't know who it's for, but it looks absolutely perfect for it. Obviously, the WrestleMania stage would probably be a little bit bigger, but you could
Yeah,
easily fit that in there, and you could easily get
and
a good crowd for that.
Cody Rhodes, Atlanta born, Georgia boy,
He is, he
at
is.
Mercedes Benz Stadium, 43. I mean, I can't really think we say this when we get to 51, but we may as well make the most of people we know that are from these areas.
Yeah, you may as well. I mean, you don't know who's going to be in WWE by WrestleMania 51, so it might not even be a thing if TKO keep messing everything up.
That's a really good point.
So it could be like, where's All In going to happen instead? But sorry,
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. I knew you'd bring up AEW somehow, but
No, that's just Wembley, Wembley, Wembley. Random stadium in America. Wembley, Wembley. We'll move on to WrestleMania 44 anyway, and we've gone with the Buffalo Bills Stadium in Buffalo, which is, with Memphis's geography is just outside of New York. So,
I say it's just outside in American terms. It's probably like I'd reckon an hour out of New York, roughly. So I mean, Buffalo itself is a decent enough city to hold a WrestleMania, I think. So,
yeah, I
and
think,
we
yeah,
saw the state. I showed you looked at the stadium, and I think you can
yeah,
see why I think it'd be cool.
yeah, very
Oh,
modern.
it's no, I'm very wrong. It's 6.5 hours out of New York. It's in the
Well,
state of New York, but it's 6.5 hour drive.
whoever
Mum,
is typing that comment saying that it's nowhere near,
yeah,
you
you
can
can
get,
stop now.
you can stop.
I've done my own research. Probably should have done that before, but still, Buffalo. It's a big enough city. You could
I
do
think
some
it's cool.
cool stuff with Niagara Falls as well, because that's up that way. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure. So,
I
and the new
think,
stadium looks very cool.
yeah. I think this was one of our decisions where it was like, oh, the stadium looks cool. Let's do it there.
Another thing that I didn't mention to you earlier, but is another thing. Before NFL games, Bills fans will jump off piles of snow through tables.
Well,
So
it's got every right to be there then.
there we go. They jump through tables. I completely forgot to tell you that. Yeah, they jump through tables before games.
Well,
The Bills Mafia, as they're called, are quite a crazy bunch. Let's say
we go in there forget Las Vegas. They can go there every year.
exactly. Yeah, there we go.
They've seen their Jeff Hardy matches a fair few times, and that they're all on board now. What a
Who wouldn't be on
pick!
board with Jeff Hardy?
That is true. Anyway, moving on to WrestleMania 45, which would be a special one for us too. We've gone with London, and we've gone with Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or Wembley Stadium. Obviously, if they can do it because of AEW All In, I guess they can, but I'm not really sure. But we've gone with Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or Wembley Stadium, one of them two. Obviously, WrestleMania London. I think everyone's wanted it for a very, very long time.
Wow, 45 times. By this
Yeah,
point, it would have been.
because
So,
I remember seeing the reports saying that because obviously when Triple H and Nick Khan came over to the UK to discuss whatever they was discussing, uh, I remember obviously they wanted to bring WrestleMania to London, and I saw the report saying, "Oh, uh, they're not going to be able to do it for like the next 2 or 3 years or something like that." So I was like, you know what, 45, that's a
yeah.
nice place for it.
It's 45, it's a big one. 45, you feel like you're 45, you're 50, you're 30. Like, the round number and then the
Yeah,
five are the big ones, you know what I mean?
yeah. I think,
So,
yeah, I think it's it's about time. It's got to happen at some point.
yeah, I think makes sense.
It's got to happen at some point, unless they just decide, you know what, we're just going to stay in Las Vegas.
I wouldn't be
We're just going to
surprised.
keep bringing that up, aren't we?
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Maybe we should start our own wrestling company
Yeah,
and
we
make,
probably should.
yeah.
But we'll move on to WrestleMania 46, and this is where you take over, Memphis,
Yes.
because
So,
these are more your ideas.
yeah. If For anyone that doesn't know, big American sports fan, so I like my college sports, and I think college football stadiums are severely like overlooked and underrated. Kyle Field is where we've chosen to have WrestleMania 46. Now, if you don't know what Kyle Field looks like, if you're watching on YouTube, a picture will be up right now. It can hold, what did we say, 100,000 people, I think? Over
I
100,000
think it's over
people.
100,000. Yeah.
And that's obviously you can put the stage in and it'll probably take some away, but then you've got the floor. So it will definitely get over 100,000 people for both nights of WrestleMania. And I think, why not have a WrestleMania in a stadium this big and this massive, which is also the theory for another another stadium. But I think these stadiums don't get used enough for big events like this to the
Yeah.
extent that they should be. I think like the World Cup next year has no college football stadiums. I don't think,
I
and it's
can't
like
believe that.
look at if you see it, all the biggest stadiums they've all got all these big fancy NFL stadiums. But if you look at the bigger actual like capacity wise that you could sell out easily, if they're thinking of money wise,
Yeah.
easy the college football ones make so much more sense. But yeah, Kyle Field, Texas A&M, it's in between Houston and Austin, so you could sort of set up a main not base there, but like you could have your stand and deliver in Houston or Austin. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that works for 46. Back in America, big stadium. Moving on to 47 then. Similar idea. The big house is the biggest stadium in America. It's in I say it's about 45-minute drive out of Detroit. In Michigan. Michigan Wolverines college football team play there. We'll put a picture on the stadium. There's a picture that I'll probably try find to put in of Man United playing Real Madrid in a preseason friendly, and it's
Oh, is that
packed
where
out
that
and it looks so
stadium?
cool.
Is that what that?
Yeah, that's that stadium.
Oh.
I think it's that stadium. I know Man United have played Real Madrid in that stadium, but I'm pretty sure it is. I will double check. But yeah, I think again it can hold. We looked on Wikipedia; it said 107,000, which obviously Wikipedia is Wikipedia. Um, but 107,000. Put a big stage in there. It's big enough to put a big stage in there, and you can easily again fit 100,000 people in. Just hope it doesn't rain because there isn't a roof. But
Oh yeah, you gotta
they
hope
did.
for
There
that.
wasn't a roof. There wasn't a roof for 40 at Philly, so you know that's fine.
It was very cold on night one though, wasn't it? According to everyone that went.
Yeah, just wear a coat, you'll be fine.
I'll
To be
tell you
fair,
what.
and Detroit's up north. Like Michigan is up north.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, but you list them college football ones. I know we're not a football podcast, but that's college football. You compare that to academy football in like the UK.
Exactly. Well, it's because people actually go to the school, so they feel more passionate about the schools they go to than the professional teams. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
get
they
what you
actually have a
mean.
reason because, like, obviously we can't go to Man United if you know what I mean, and be a Man United fan that way. Like these people will go to Texas A&M and not even play sport, but from there on will be a Texas A&M fan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it is mental though. Like imagine like our uni sport. Like me and Luca currently just finished our first year of uni, and I went to watch one of our uni games, and there was about 40 people there. Now, think about that on their side, where their opening game last year at Carfield, where was 100,000 people jumping and like the camera was shaking, and this is before the game's even started.
that's
It is
yeah,
mental.
that's unbelievable.
Um, should we go to 48?
Yeah, 48.
48 is another new stadium going off the Buffalo Bills. We're going to the new camp in Barcelona. Now, this was my idea. I think the new stadium looks very cool from the renders we've seen. And I think you can't just bring WrestleMania to London in a sense. Do you know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you're going to bring it international, make it international in a sense. And I think this would be a perfect place. If you haven't seen the pictures, there'll be one on YouTube now. If you're on Spotify, when you get a chance, look it up. It looks incredible. So I think again, another huge stadium that could be used very well by WWE to get the highest gate in WWE history.
yeah.
Um,
I think well, obviously on my list I did have Paris in there, and I know a lot of people probably
yeah,
would think Paris probably deserve one after Backlash and obviously the shows they've done there, and obviously you've got Clash in Paris coming up, so the crowd is probably going to be red hot for that.
Well, to be fair, PSG I think are making a new stadium,
Yeah.
but I don't know when that will be made. So that could be definitely be a option. I think
Is Clash in Paris in a stadium or is it in an arena?
I think it's in an arena. I
Ah,
don't think
right.
it's in a stadium.
Okay.
I will double check if you'd like, but I
I'm
do
pretty,
think
yeah.
it's
The only place I could think a stadium in Paris is PSG's ground, but
it's it's in a rugby stadium.
right, that's
It's not a
it.
stadium. It's an arena in a sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I'm,
That's more of an honourable mention. So,
honourable mention. But I think, like I said, PSG's new stadium, if they do make one, that could definitely be an option if they were to go international. I don't think they will go very international. I think there's one place we haven't put on, which I'm glad we haven't put on, which is Saudi, which they're going to go to a lot, unfortunately.
we're not putting Saudi Arabia down. We'll never
I
put
no,
it
but
down.
that's not where we think for the next 10 WrestleMania should be. But yeah, I think that makes sense to go there for an international one.
Yeah, 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 definitely. They need to go to like places like Spain more as well, especially like Italy
Yeah,
and as well.
yeah. The
The
Stadio
crowds are real,
Olimpico.
yeah. The stadium, the crowds are really good there.
Yeah, definitely
They deserve
better than the
something.
American ones. That's for sure. If
Move on
anyone wants to
quick.
spoke in the comments, I will reply personally. I will reply personally. I'll even make a video on each comment if any American fans are listening and say that the American crowds are better. Anyway,
Well, move
moving
on,
on.
move on.
I'm ready to throw out WrestleMania 49. We're going to Arizona State Farm Stadium. I think it was WrestleMania 26, if I'm correct. Yeah, 26, where
Yeah,
they had it there last, and that was a decent WrestleMania. I think. Well, I know, in my opinion, it's one of my favorites because I mean, that era was us growing up. So for me, it's one of the better ones because I remember the good things like John Cena, Batista,
yeah.
Taker, Shawn. What a match!
Well, you mentioned Taker, Sean. That was a massive retirement for Shawn Michaels.
Exactly.
Well, wasn't really his retirement, was it? But it technically was.
Yeah,
And
because he
then
had to come back and ruin it, didn't he?
yeah, and then 49, full circle. Have another massive retirement there. Cody, Cody Rhodes retires.
I reckon he could be gone before 49. Actually, 8 years. No, to be fair, I was about to say I could see him being
It'll be at
retired
the
before
very end.
49,
It'll
but
be unless he
it'll be at the
doesn't go
very
back.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be at the very end of his career. Yeah, unless he doesn't go back to AEW, of course. But
yeah. That would be a nice little comeback round, wouldn't it?
yeah, to be fair, a lot of people do think he's gonna go back there
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't
at
hate it.
some point. But that's for another video. That's for
That's for
another
another
video.
video. That's for another video. This one's you. This one's you.
This one's me, WrestleMania 50. Just off pure vibes alone, this one was picked off. We gone SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Everyone loved WrestleMania 39, regardless of the finish of the night two main event. It was still a brilliant WrestleMania. In my opinion, it was better than 40, and obviously better than
Oh,
41. It was just the
everything's better than 41.
well, yeah,
Anyway,
but
sorry, go
the
on.
the no, the I think the pure hype was just there. Obviously, 40 was as well. And obviously every year for WrestleMania, but 39, it just felt different.
I think they nailed everything to do with 39 with the staging, the
Yeah,
the way they did the movie posters. I thought that was cool.
that
The
that
stage movie posters,
yeah,
the screen around the top of the stadium. I mean, I've been to SoFi Stadium and it's one of the most like weirdest buildings you'll ever see in a sense of it's outside but inside at the same time. Like that big thing that goes over it. The stadium is actually not like built around it, it's just like a cover for it. It's very weird, but I think it is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. As you mentioned, all the movie posters and stuff. That's
Yeah,
what made it even better.
yeah,
It had a proper theme to it,
exactly.
which I thought was really good and unique.
And then are we done with 50 now?
I think we're done with 50. It's
Are
all
we
you.
are we moving on to the big one?
It's all you.
So this one is one close to my heart. I'm a Manchester United fan. Obviously, Old Trafford is a bit run down, and we're making the new stadium. So I thought it makes sense to have the new 100,000 seater stadium host this WrestleMania because you can see the clips they've made and the animations they've made of everyone walking up and into the stadium. I think it just fits WrestleMania. It's big, it's outlandish, it's you know too much over the top, like this big devil thing, the trident that we've got
Oh,
on
the
the top of the
Trident,
stadium.
yeah.
Bring back Jeff Hardy, and from the top of the trident. I think you know I think it would be a very cool place to have a WrestleMania, and I actually think that'll be the first WrestleMania we get in the UK.
Oh
I
wow.
don't know. I actually do think I don't think we're going to get one in London anytime soon. I think they're too obsessed with Vegas and Saudi money wise to the
Yeah,
point of when
true.
we might even have someone new in charge to the point where they go, right, this isn't right. Get it to the UK. And by the time that comes, you know, maybe it'll be built and we'll be there. Hopefully. If it's there, I'll no matter how much it costs, I'll put my house down, I'll do whatever. I'm there.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's
if
51.
people didn't realize it's in Manchester, so
Did I not say that?
you did, but it was kind of like one of the first things you said.
Okay.
So I was like,
I
oh,
apologize.
people wanted to know where the new Trafford was.
Yeah, that's what it's being called at the moment. I really hope it's not, but I'd rather that than some sponsor like, I don't know, Snapdragon Stadium or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd rather, yeah, or we don't have Team Viewer anymore, actually, so we can't use that. Ineos Arena or something. No, thank you.
Oh no. But we will end it there. That was our list of where we think the next 10 WrestleMania should be. Rate our list if you liked
Put
it,
your own list in.
and put your own list in as well. Because to be honest, we've probably just missed off about 50 different places that probably deserve a WrestleMania, and we just
Oh,
haven't put
yeah.
them down.
Like, there's so many stadiums in Australia you could do that seat 100,000 people, but you've only got space for 10. If you want us to do 52 to 61, let us know.
Oh, please no.
We'll make it a series. But yeah, no.
But yeah, that is it for this video. Um, Please like and subscribe. Obviously, give us your list as well if you have your own list, or just comment on ours if you liked it. If you didn't like it, what would you change, or even the order or whatever. But yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The TikTok has boomed a little bit in views, as we did mention in the Money in the Bank predictions video. So go follow us on all there, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.